Hello, 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 hello. It is time for a new Magic Treehouse book. All right, all right. Today we are starting Magic Treehouse number 22, Revolutionary War on Wednesday. And our blurb for today says, it is a dark and snowy night when the Magic Treehouse wished Jack and Annie back to colonial times. General George Washington is about to lead his army in a sneak attack against their enemy. But now the terrible weather is making the great general question his plans. Can Jack and Annie keep history on track? The fate of the country rests in their hands. So this one sounds pretty exciting. This is, remember, a part of a new mission that they are on for Morgan. They are looking for something to follow, which they found already. The something to follow was the rules that Clara Barton had put in place for them when they were working in the battlefields. They're looking for something to send, which probably is going to be this book. They're looking for something to learn and something to lend. So remember, they're looking for all of these things from Morgan's library in Camelot. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we will take care of chapters 1 and 2 today. Chapter 1, Wednesday. Please remember, sorry, I almost forgot, that in the last book, Morgan wrote a note for them when they came back from their last mission telling them to come back on Wednesday. So it is Wednesday. Wake up, Jack, Annie whispered. Jack opened his eyes. He looked at his clock. It was 6 a.m. Come on, Annie whispered. She was standing at his bedroom door, already dressed. Now? Yes, it's Wednesday. We have to go to the treehouse. Oh man, Wednesday. Suddenly, Jack was wide awake. We have to help save Camelot. I know, said Jack, scrambling out of bed. Meet you out front. Jack quickly changed into his jeans and t-shirt. He threw his notebook and pencil into his backpack. Then he slipped down the stairs and out the front door. Annie was waiting in the gray early light. All set, she whispered. Yep, said Jack. They took off running across their yard. They ran down the quiet street and into the Frog Creek woods. Soon they came to the treehouse. They climbed up the rope ladder. In the early light, they saw Morgan's note, the same note they found on Sunday. Jack picked it up and read aloud. Dear Jack and Annie, Camelot is in trouble. To save the kingdom, please find these 4 special kinds of writing for my library. Something to follow, something to send, something to learn, something to lend. Thank you, Morgan. Annie picked up a piece of paper lying on the floor. It was a list of rules from the famous nurse Clara Barton. They had met her on their journey to the Civil War. On Sunday, we found the first special writing, something to follow. Yeah, and now we need to find the second thing, something to send. He picked up a book lying near the note. The cover showed soldiers on a snowy riverbank. The title was The Revolutionary War. Jack frowned. Uh-oh. Another war, said Jack, sighing. You still want to go? We have to. Jack hated the suffering he'd seen in the Civil War, but they had no choice. They had to help Morgan and save Camelot. He pointed at the cover of the book. I wish we could go there. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 2. Day or night? Jack shivered. The wind blew hard. It's cold, he said. He could see his breath in the air. Wrap your scarf tighter. Jack looked down. He had a wool scarf around his neck. He was also wearing woolen pants that buttoned at the knees, a coat, and a hat with 3 corners. On his feet were funny-looking shoes with buckles. In place of his backpack was a leather bag. Annie was wearing a long coat over a long dress. Jack pulled the scarf tighter. Then he looked out the window with Annie. They landed in trees near an icy river. The sky was gray and heavy with clouds. It's almost day, or almost night. I can't tell. Yeah, I hope it's almost day. I wonder what we'll find something to send. Jack shrugged. First, we have to find the Revolutionary War. He opened their research book. By the gray light, he read, over 200 years ago, the United States was made up of 13 colonies ruled by Britain. From 1775 until 1782, American patriots fought for independence from Britain. This was called the Revolutionary War. Jack took out his notebook. He wrote, American patriots fight for independence from Britain. Jack turned the page. There was a picture of soldiers in red uniforms. He read aloud. During the Revolutionary War, British soldiers wore red uniforms. For this reason, they were called redcoats. Jack wrote in his notebook, British equal redcoats. Wow, snow. Jack looked up from his writing. Annie was holding her hand out the window. A few snowflakes blew into the treehouse. Not much yet, but we better find a special writing soon. Well, stop reading and come on. Annie buttoned up her coat and started down the ladder. Okay. Jack packed the research book and his notebook into his bag. Then he followed Annie. When they stepped onto the ground, there were more snow flurries. The sky was growing darker. I'm afraid it's almost night instead of day. Yeah, said Annie, looking around. Hey, look, people. She pointed up the river. In the misty distance was a campfire. Several men sat around the fire. They all held muskets. Maybe they can help us. Annie started away, but Jack grabbed her. Wait, I think they're soldiers. They have muskets. Remember the muskets from the Civil War? The guns that the soldiers carried? Oh, yeah. They might be redcoats. Let's sneak closer and get a better look at their uniforms. Quick, before it's too dark to see. So, that is it for chapters 1 and 2 today. The adventure has already begun. So, stay tuned. I'll be back with your next chapter soon.